Smith is an 80-year-old gentleman who was first admitted to the home as a result of self-neglect due to his diagnosis of dementia. His family were involved with his care, as was his GP and memory assessment team. Mr. Smith, because of his dementia, displays some behaviours, and this has resulted in some inappropriate behaviours with two female residents who were also living in the same care home. Obviously, Mr. Smith wasn't aware of his behaviour, and he himself is vulnerable, as are the two ladies. As a result of that, we had to have a safeguarding meeting. A wide range of people were involved in that, including Mr. Smith's family. They found the whole process very distressing. It meant that Mr. Smith was going to have to move care homes, which nobody wanted because he was quite settled there and liked it there, and everyone knew him and knew his routines. And so whilst that was being organised, we had to put one-to-one care in for Mr. Smith, which meant somebody had to sit outside his room during the night hours for 12 hours, which was very distressing because it was obvious that something had happened. It was also very expensive because it cost £1,200 a week. So the social worker approached several homes to ask for a review to see if they could accept Mr. Smith, but nobody was able to accept him given his behavioural issues. So social worker contacted us to ask for advice with regard to a new home, to finding somewhere else for Mr. Smith. At this point, we thought, assistive technology could be the answer. So we agreed to have a meeting around that. First of all, we looked at the option of bed sensors, but because Mr. Smith likes to get up in the night and potter around his room, bed sensors weren't felt appropriate because they would have gone off too often. So we then looked at a door sensor that was linked to a pager that the senior carer on duty could carry, and then if Mr. Smith opened the door to his room, the pager would go off and the senior carer could go and check to see if Mr. Smith was okay. So as a result of this technology being used, Mr. Smith got to stay in his own home, which was the most important. His family were much happier. His dignity was maintained because he was just the same as all the other residents, and it also saved adult social care £1,200 a week. So all in all, everyone was very happy.